my loves, welcome to my channel Sun of Stars and welcome to today's pick a card reading. For anybody who's new, my name is Cynthia and today we're going to look at your true love, your future spouse, your twin flame, whatever you want to call it, the person that you're meant to be with. Okay, what we're going to look at today is your love story and what the universe or your spirit guides want you to know about your love story. Okay, so anything that you need to know about your future spouse or about the way your love story begins, what is going to happen in your love story. It's a very open-end question, but it basically talks about like something very significant that will happen in your love story or even before you guys meet each other. Maybe hidden information that your spirit guides want you to know. Anything that you need to know about your love story, we're going to uncover and reveal it today. This reading is also going to have an extended, but I don't know what we're going to look at. So if you want to see the extended version of this reading, the link is down in the description box. But without further ado, in the next clip you can choose between 3 images and we are going to see what you need to know about your whirlwind romance with your true love and your future spouse and your love life. And anything that your spirit guides want you to know or that the universe wants you to know about your love life and your true love and your future spouse. Okay, again, possibly even hidden information. I do feel like there's going to be a hint of hidden information, because if you think about tarot is usually about hidden information, right? That's, you know, the point of tarot. So I do think we're going to uncover maybe like secrets or something along those lines. But anyway, guys, I'm very excited. In the next step, you could choose between 3 images as usual. If you feel super duper indecisive, go on Google, find a number generator and ask your spirit guides to, or God, the universe, to guide you to the right pile, and then the number generator will spit out a number. Okay, but anyway, also if you guys want to see a particular topic about twin flame or future spouse type of readings, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to get inspired by your ideas. But anyway, let's begin your reading. Hello my beautiful pile number 1, welcome to your reading, guys. I started with pile number 3, so if I say pile number 3 in your reading, don't mind me. I've been sitting here for some time. Okay, so pile number 1, as you can tell by the title, we're going to look at your love story with your future spouse and anything that you need to know about the whole situation. So we could be talking about before you guys meet, during you guys being in each other's life. There could be something that spirit wants to highlight, a very special event or something very special about your love story in particular. Okay, so let me look at the cards, but I can already tell you that I was the most excited to do your reading. I'm gonna be very honest. Why? Tell me why this card is here. I'm always excited when I see cards that show months, like when spirit is talking about a specific month and is highlighting the month. So we have June here and we are in the month of June. So this could be I'm hearing somebody's birthday here is in June. It might be your birthday, it might be the birthday of your future spouse, but this month is very significant when it comes to your love story with your true love and your future spouse. For a few of you guys, this could be next year June, but I feel like for a lot of you guys it's this year June. For some of you guys, you might be meeting them this year in June, okay? For others of you, whatever is happening in your life this year in June, the conclusions that you come to, a dream that you have this month, because again, I'm recording and uploading it in June, but you could be seeing or watching this video on a different day, in a different month, but June is a significant month when it comes to your true love and your future spouse and your love story with them. Okay, so because literally, guys, I'm trying to be as calm as possible because I sometimes freak out, you know, because I'm so excited. But we also have here divine timing. Okay, we have here divine timing. So Spirit is talking about June and divine timing. And then we also have rendezvous. So, and then we have romances in the air with the rose here. And then we also have to be continued, like the cliffhanger. Okay, so with the to be continued, there could be an energy where you come from a different pile, because it almost feels like you watched another pile first, and this is like the second portion, or you watched this reading, like you watched pile number 2 or pile number 3 first, and now you're here, because we have to be continued. Okay. If I could guess where you come from, I would say you come from pile number 3, but not for everybody, okay? It's just a guess. So pile number 1, what is happening here? They're telling me what you need to know is that there's something significant about the month June. Something about whatever, for example, you start something in June, you have like this idea in June, or you get this spiritual awakening in June, or you have this conclusion in June, you write this book in June. There's something about June that is very significant when it comes to your connection with your true love and your future spouse. And we also have the card here, Destiny, which, is it the Wheel of Fortune? Hold on, guys, because these cards don't show, like, they have like different words, so they don't show the traditional words. Give me a second, guys. It is the Wheel of Fortune. It is the Wheel of Fortune. What is happening here? This is very like, I don't know what's happening here, okay? Let me see. And we also have the Magician, and the Magician usually talks about like magic or manifestation, right? Give me a moment, guys. If I'm a little bit more quiet, it's because I've been sitting here for a while and I'm taking my time to channel the messages here. There is something about, I feel like you are changing something about your routine in June, or you already have changed something about your routine in June. Maybe you go to bed earlier, or you wake up earlier, or you change something about like your time schedule, or maybe your job, like where your job told you they're going to change something about your time schedule. I feel like something has been happening in June that is somehow connected to you meeting your true love and your future spouse, because we have here variety, and I'm not reading the card as it comes. I'm reading it intuitively. It says routine is boring to them, okay? And it says like routine is boring. Now with the Wheel of Fortune in June, this tells me that you're going to change something about your routine, which will have a huge impact or is somehow connected to your true love and your future spouse. For others of you, there's just like the universe is changing something about your routine, where maybe you change your job in June, or you changed your job in June, you live in a different area in June. Okay, there's something about this month. Something has been changing about your routine. Your day doesn't look as it always does, or your weekend doesn't look as it always does, because you changed something here. And somehow it has something to do with your true love and your future spouse. Very interesting, because I'm being brought to like your timetable changing. I'm being brought to, for example, your friend tells you, hey, I need a place to sleep at, so they're going to sleep at your place for like a week or something like that, but it all happens in June. So even if it's not you changing something about your routine, there might be just outside forces like where maybe you cannot sleep at night, so you wake up earlier in the morning, or maybe your friend is asking to visit you, so your routine is different, or something at work happens where they need you in a different department than usual, okay? Or something about, for example, because of health reasons, you do something now since the month of June. What is that about? This is freaking odd. I don't know what's happening here. I'm also seeing that you have been seeing the number 666 a lot, like the angel number 666 a lot. What is happening here? For some of you guys, I'm picking up a strong energy here that you have been contemplating about the universe a lot recently, because 666 reminds me of 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neurons. Like 666 is like the way an atom is built, right? So you could have been very like focused on, or you have been very interested in science or physics or quantum physics, or you have been very interested in like space, or you have been very focused at space, or is life on a different country, is life on a different is life on a different planet even like possible, or you have been thinking about space, or you have been like looking at the planets. I'm hearing Jupiter and Mercury, where you have been like, something is happening here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, yeah, there's something about a full circle moment, because again, I don't read the cards as they come, but if you look at it, it's like a full circle moment in your mind, or there's going to be a full circle moment in June about your love life, or you have been asking for information about your future spouse for months, and it might come to you in June. Like, oh my God, I want to have a dream of my future spouse. This dream might come to you in the month of June, like literally as you're watching me here. What is happening? Why is the cliffhanger here? So I have to get a few more cards to kind of like unravel whatever's going on here. Look at that. This is also the reason why we have the day trader here. Do you see that? And I know the day trader is all about predicting changes in the stock market, or changes in like the numbers and stuff like that, right? I'm not sure what day trader really means, but I'm also hearing like trading the day. So where there's like it's a different day, or your day looks different because of something, but it's somehow very strongly connected to your true love and your future spouse. Okay. Again, for some of you guys, it could be next year in June, but I feel like it's this year. Not for everybody, of course. Could even be half-half. Why is the cliffhanger? But even if it's next year in June, this year June is still significant. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever you decide to do, it's somehow connected. Why is the to be continued here? We have here the King of Cups. It says the single dad. I'm being brought to shoes, which is very weird. Again, your reading is very weird, so just, you know, roll with me. Do you know what I'm also seeing? I'm seeing a meme. There's like this one picture where there's a triangle, and the triangle says to the circle, "You're pointless," and the circle says, "That's how I roll." Which, it's like a bad joke, but I find it funny. But again, I'm also being brought to sacred geometry. Okay, I'm being brought to sacred geometry. I'm also being brought to Nikola Tesla and like the triangle and 369, like all those things. Okay. This is so interesting. I was seeing this card. It says 7 of Mirrors, and it says for the wrong reasons. So again, we have to figure out what the fuck is going on here. But that's why I love to roll, because it's so mysterious. So we have here 666, you see that? But I was being brought to the 6th of June, meaning like the 6/6 when you look at the date. If you tell me that you come from the pile in a different reading where I talked about the universe talks to you through numbers and dates, this is definitely your pile here, okay? Where the universe has been communicating to you with very odd numbers, but also like its dates, like your birthday, the birthday of your auntie, the birthday of your dad, or you see like a birthday everywhere, or everywhere you go, there's like this birthday highlighted. Like everybody that you meet, their birthday is in March, or something about everything you watch takes place in March. There's something happening with dates and numbers in numerology. So you have been diving a little bit more into that, okay? Or you have been noticing a lot more like weird number combinations. Like you see 414 everywhere. What the fuck does 414 mean? And you're figuring out what it means because you see it so often. And as much as the meaning on Google is probably very valid, it also always has a unique, like every number that you see also has a unique meaning to you in your life story, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if you come from this pile. And I'm seeing shoes. And I'm being brought to the 6th of June. So maybe there has also been something significant. You also maybe had like a very significant appointment in June, like a dentist, eye doctor, something about a significant appointment. So something has happened in June that usually doesn't happen, okay? And it's somehow significant, or it is connected to your future spouse, and I don't know what this means. Your reading is completely different, I'm gonna be very honest, but we have here the card, I'm stubborn but willing to change. And I don't even pick up that it's your true love and your future spouse. I pick up like Spirit has been telling you that they want you to make a change in your life, and you have been stubborn to make this change, or you have been very comfortable, like why would I change? Or maybe you have been bouncing back and forth, like one day you embrace the new version of you and then you go back to old habits and stuff like that. But I feel like there's something about like a full circle moment about I'm gonna change for real, or I'm really gonna commit to this change in my life. Since June is what I'm picking up here. And then we also have I'm right behind you. Do you see that? So for a lot of you guys, there could be a high chance of you actually meeting your true love and your future spouse in the month of June. Okay, or something about where you're gonna have a dream of your future spouse in the month of June. Again, we're gonna clarify why June is here, but we also have the owl here. It says good advice from a wise person. And then we also have here dark desires. These are like SEX cards, but I use them like, you know, I read them very intuitively. It says there's a hidden side of them that they haven't shared with you. They fear being judged, often wondering if you would approve of it. Now listen. For some of you guys, there's an ex coming back to you in June, or trying to come back to you in June, right before you meet your future spouse. So don't fall into the trap of going back to somebody in the past, or there's something happening where I feel like somebody from the past would try to come back into your life. It doesn't even have to be a lover. It could also be a family member. It could also be an ex-friend that will try to come back into your life in the month of June. And Spirit is saying they're coming back to you for the wrong reasons, and they're gonna fuck up the timeline of you meeting your true love and your future spouse. Or they're gonna, it's like an energy where they intuitively or energetically feel you are about to meet the love of your life. So they're gonna try to come into your life before it actually happens. Does that make sense? So Spirit is saying you have to be very careful also in the month of June which people are coming to you from the past. Because if you let these people back into your life and you forgive them, it's okay to forgive, but don't let yourself get fucked up all over again. Because again, there's like a person who from your past might be coming back. Okay, they might be trying to come back into your life, but they come back into your life for the wrong reasons. And if you let them back into your life, they're somehow gonna sabotage your connection with your true love in your future spouse. I'm just gonna be very honest. Okay, because there's something weird happening here. Okay, let's see. Why is the why is the Wheel of Fortune here? What is the Wheel of Fortune about? Oh my God. Oh my God. The last pick a card reading. I just talked about how you maybe know, like you are very aware, like, man, you know, like I want to be the new version of myself, but I sometimes go back to my old eating habits, although I want to be healthy. Or sometimes I wake up very late, although I want to wake up early. Does that make sense? Where you go back to old habits, even though you know it's time for you to fully embrace your new habits or your new life or the new version of you. Okay, like to fully commit to this new version of you and never look back to old habits and stuff like that. And do you guys remember this one card that I showed you guys? It was like a bear. What was it called? I think I forgot, but it looked like that. Do you guys remember this creature? In case you chose this pile, it was pile number 3 in the last reading where I talked about this is your sign. And look at it. Okay, this is your sign that this is really your pile. Okay, for some of you guys, this is your sign that this is really your pile. Or again, there's gonna be a huge sign in the month of June that is coming to you, that is connected to your true love and your future spouse and you guys meeting. If it's not you physically meeting them, there's going to be a huge full circle moment or a huge sign or like a big information about your future spouse that is going to come to you. Especially with the owl. The owl can see in the dark. So the owl sees things that other people don't see. I'm also being brought to the song Pillow Talk by Zayn something. So Spirit might be asking you to take a leap of faith and try something new or try something that you usually don't do in the month of June because it's somehow connected to your love story with your true love and your future spouse. Okay, because the 8 of Wands and then the dice here for me feels like, okay, I'm just going to try or I'm going to take a chance here. I'm going to try something out. It's like a chain of events. Even if you don't meet your future spouse in June, whatever happens in June, the person that you meet in June, the concert that you go to in June, the job that you take on in June, it is connected to your future spouse. There's something about divine timing in the month of June where it's divine timing for you to find this out, to know what your future spouse looks like, to know their name, or to have this prophetic dream, or kind of like a career change that is happening in June, but it is also connected to you meeting your future spouse because you're going to work in a different department where they're going to be working at a couple of months from now. Somehow June is very significant here. I cannot make this up. This is freaking crazy. Where's the 7 of Mirror here, or the 7 of Swords? What is this energy about? Challenge winner. The 6 of Wands. Ooh. What is happening here? I don't know what's going on, guys. Because the 6 of Wands talks about success. With the 7 of Swords. For the wrong reasons. Okay, listen to me. I feel like for a lot of you guys, I feel like you are going to go through a glow up in the month of June. There's something happening for you in the month of June. For some of you guys, you're actually going to celebrate big success in the month of June. For example, you finally get back in shape in the month of June. Even though you tried a lot of times, but June is the month where you really get back in shape. In the month of June, your website, wow, okay, this is definitely about somebody's website. Something about where in the month of June you're going to celebrate success with your online business or with your online presence or something along those lines. So there's something about people will see that you have a glow up in the month of June. May that be your body, may that be your finances, may that be you manifest something. For example, you told people, I'm going to manifest this. Nothing happened. In the month of June, what you said you would manifest is manifesting. And now people see, oh my God, pile number 1 really has the power to manifest stuff. And then there's going to be people coming maybe back from the past or coming to you for the wrong reasons because you're somehow celebrating success in the month of June. So Spirit is saying, be very careful about people from the past. Okay? Because they're not supposed to be part of your life story because they're somehow gonna want to also have like a say in your love story. Does that make sense? Or somehow their energy is gonna affect your love life if you let them back in. Okay, what is this 7 of Mirrors about? Again, we have to really dive deep. Where's the 7 of Mirrors here? What is that about? The Bachelorette. I think it's the Empress. You're definitely going to go through a globe. I don't know. You're doing something very, very right in the month of June. Almost to the point where you're going to have a glow to you that attracts a lot of people to you, or a lot of eyes to you, or a lot of success to you, or a lot of something to you. But it's also going to attract like people who come to you for the wrong reason. So you do have to be careful about that. Your spirit guides might be telling you that the person you have to be, let's actually see what the person you have to be aware of. Hold on, guys. We do have to talk about it, because I feel like it's like almost as if like luck is on your side, but somebody would try to kind of like have their hands in it. Okay, who's this person that pile number 1 has to be aware of? The fans, because I feel like that's judgment. I feel like this is a person who pretends to support you, but they actually don't. So there could be a revelation of fake supporters, or people like who are faking like being happy for you. Again, it has something to do with your future spouse. I don't know what's going on. Who's the person that pile number 1 has to be aware of? Who's the person that pile number 1 has to be aware of? We have here the 8 of Swords. Who's the person that pile number... With the in your head, I feel like you already know who it is that I'm talking about, because within your head, it tells me like the person that we mean is in your head. Like, you know who this person is because you already received signs. You could have received, dang. For some of you guys, I feel like you could have received, if you tell me you have been seeing the birthday of a person. Let's say, for example, somebody's birthday is on the 14th of April. Somebody's birthday is on the 14th of April. So you have been seeing April 14th everywhere you go, or every time you click on a music video, it has been published on April the 14th. When you look at an article or you Google something, it shows like April 14th. Something about, I feel like there's something about Spirit is saying they have already been sending you signs about the person that you need to be aware of. You already know who this is. So the name already popped up in your head is what I'm picking up here. Okay, because the 666 usually also talks about making us aware of something shady. And I feel like the way the universe has been trying to communicate to you is they have been showing you like this person's birth date or this person's name everywhere, but in a bad context. Like, this energy is always connected to something negative. Does that make sense? So for example, you see a song that is very negative and it has been posted, or the date it has been published is the date or the birthday of the person that you already suspect. This is what I'm being brought to, okay? Why is this 7 of Swords here? Who's the person that pile number 1 has to be aware of? The Optimist. This is somebody who's how do you say that, toxic positivity, where they don't want to talk about negative stuff, and for some of you guys, it's definitely an ex. For some of you guys, it's definitely an ex. I'm seeing it here. For others of you, they might actually be coming back to you like with a big love gesture and chocolate and balloons and stuff like that, okay? I'm going to be very honest. For others of you with the Optimist, I'm picking up an energy where this is a person who is like toxic positivity, where they never want to talk about like, they never want to, I'm also hearing they're only with you when on good days. When you go through bad or hard times, they're never there to be found, or all they want to do is party, all they want to do is like laugh and giggle and have fun, but they never want to have hard conversations with you, or they're never there when you're going through struggle. They're only there to when you're doing good or something along those lines. Or there could be like, again, toxic positivity where they never want to talk about like bad stuff, or they never want to kind of like address, or you know that this person is like faking the smile, and they don't, where you can see through this person and you know that they're not happy, but they're faking being happy. They're fake happy. This could be a person who's fake happy. This could also be a person who's fake happy for you. Why is the 7 of Swords here? What is happening here? Because, you know, the thing is, we have variety here. There's multiple people. Why is there multiple people in your love reading? Do you see that? What is that about? Why is there multiple people in your love reading? It's 2 people. Why is there multiple people? Does that make sense? Look at that. I want to tell you something. This for me feels like a person who was not there when you had bad days, but you're somehow going to celebrate success in the month of June. I don't know what this is about. And only when you celebrate success, they want to be next to you. But when you were going through a lot of stuff, they were not there to be found. Who's this person that pile number 1 has to be aware of? One more card. Who's this person that pile number 1 has to be aware of? Yeah, and look at that. The way I look at it, for me, it's like red traffic light where Spirit has been saying stop. Don't, where you have to be aware of this person. Stop. Like, don't even, okay? So Spirit is saying pay close attention to the signs that you receive in June. June is a significant month. You will receive a lot of signs about your love life, and you will also receive a lot of signs who is not supposed to be part of your life. I'm going to be very honest. This could even be, if it's not a person, it's a habit. Where Spirit has been telling you this habit needs to stop. Who's this person that pile number 1 needs to be aware of? One last card. Yeah. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is a person who is very materialistic. This could be a person who's very materialistic, especially with the 666 here in reverse. Could also be a person who likes to wear dresses, or who likes to wear stuff like that. I don't know, like flowy dresses or like a boho style. Hearing this is also somebody who's very wasteful. I don't know, where they spend their money on stupid stuff or something along those lines. Anyway, Spirit will show you signs who this person is. I don't want to go too much into it now. Guys, I really feel like you are manifesting something when it comes to your love life, or something is manifesting in the month of June that has a strong connection to your love life. So let's talk about June. Okay, I'm going to start talking about it, and then we're going to go to the extended. Spirit, why are you showing us June here? Or there's something about you're going to have a spiritual I feel like you're going to have like an ethereal, a spiritual experience, or like a very magical experience, or a supernatural experience in the month of June, again, that is connected to your future spouse and your love life. Okay, so let's see. What is happening in the month of June? What is going on here? We have fantasy suits. It's the 9 of Cups. So something is manifesting here. There's like a dream coming true. You are unlocking a door in the month of June. Why is the June card here? What is happening? We have here reassuring rose. It's the 4 of Swords. I feel like for some of you guys, you're gonna fully recover from health issues in the month of June, which is important when it comes to your love life. So Spirit wanted you to heal from some type of health issue, because it's somehow going to be connected to you meeting your true love and your future spouse. Okay, with the 4 of Swords. For others of you, I'm picking up an energy of like mentally healing, where you maybe had mental health issues for the last past months or weeks, and I feel like you're healing from mental health issues in the month of June. Again, it's connected to your future spouse. Whatever's happening, it's all connected. Spirit is saying everything is connected, or it's all connected, or pay close attention to signs that you are receiving. It's a significant month for you when it comes to your love life and your love story. Why is the month June here? What is happening in the month of June? Rejected. You see, 10 of Swords. For some of you guys, you will have to reject somebody in June, or you will have to tell somebody that you don't want them in your life anymore. Like something about like where maybe somebody is leaving your life. For example, a colleague or a friend, or but I'm hearing it's like a toxic person. This is definitely a toxic person, or a toxic person could be coming back, and you will be rejecting them in the month of June, and it's very significant. Okay, for others of you, if you go through any rejections, like you don't get the job, you don't get the apartment, or something is not working out in June, it's also connected to your future spouse. You think you want to move into this apartment, but if you would move in this apartment, you would not meet your future spouse because they live on the other side of the town. That's what I'm being brought to. Okay, why am I doing that? Okay, what is happening in the month of June? The meathead? What the fuck is that? The King of Mirrors is the King of Swords. you're gaining clarity. Like there's a huge clarity moment about something. You are revealing secrets. Secrets are being exposed to you. There's a huge secret that is about to be revealed in the month of June. Okay, and we also have here the late bloomer. Yeah, you see. And for others of you, you're going through a huge glow up in the month of June. Or I'm also hearing, I also talked about a lot of, in a lot of readings, I talked about how this year is going to be your year. And I almost want to say June is the beginning of your season or your time to shine. Okay, that's what it feels like to me here, because every time I look at this card, I'm being brought to the ugly goose and the ugly goose and the beautiful swan. Kind of like where you go through a huge glow up in the month of June. And I feel like maybe there's this energy of like you're gonna feel so sexy, or you're gonna feel so content and happy with yourself that it's you start to manifest your future spouse as if you are finally ready to meet them or to manifest them, because you accomplish something that you're so proud of that you feel content with yourself. Does that make sense? And then Spirit is also saying, okay, you accomplished this, you overcame this, now it's time for love. That's what it feels like to me here. Okay, what is happening in the month of June? One more, and then we're going to go to the extended. We have the Temperance card here. Yeah, okay. So pile number 1, to sum up your reading, I feel like you're going to change something about your life, or you're going to change something about your habits or something about your routine that is the reason why you're going to meet your true love in your future spouse. Does that make sense? Something about where you will have this huge epiphany or this huge conclusion, or you will have like the willpower to really let go of a negative habit in the month of June, which is then going to be the reason why you meet your true love in your future spouse, because maybe there has been like a negative habit that has been holding you back from manifesting them or for opening yourself up to attracting them. So there's something about either the universe is going to bring a big change into your life in the month of June. Again, for example, just an example, but it could be literally anything where you're changing departments at your job. And this is basically Spirit is behind that, because Spirit knows that your future spouse will enter your company or will work for the company or will become like a co-worker of yours, but they will work in a different department. So they're kind of like transferring you to the department where your future spouse will work at, and this might happen in June. But there's something about your daily routine is changing, or something about June might be kind of like a month where things are upside down, but they're upside down for a reason, because you experiencing kind of like upside down days or upside down moments are because you are very close to meeting your true love in your future spouse, and somehow this change is going to bring you to your future spouse and your true love basically. Now for others of you, I also channeled something about Ariel. For some of you guys, I picked up something about Ariel, kind of like a false twin flame and the real twin flame. Okay, I picked up something about like a false twin flame and a real twin flame, or something about where, I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, but for me this feels like maybe there is a person in your life, and again, it's not going to be for everybody. For some of you guys, it's literally a negative habit that you are going to let go of, that is going to bring you to your true love and your future spouse, or somehow you letting go of this negative habit is then going to change the way your life or the way your day is structured, so you're going to be at the right place at the right time to meet your true love and your future spouse. For others of you, it might not be a habit, it might actually be a person who is so, where Spirit is revealing to you that this person is like a little bit more kind of like obsessive or possessive over you, where someone in your life is possessive over you, and they basically like wish to be the only one in your life, and they wish to kind of like be the center of attention in your life. And you're going to maybe find something out, and kind of like there's going to be something about a change in your circle, or the people that you talk to, or the people that you allow to have access to you, because of the information that is being revealed to you. And once this energy is out of your life, or once this toxic energy is out of your life, may that be a habit, or may that be a person, this could even be like an object that has negative energy attached to it. Once you let go of this, which is going to happen in June, something about the gates of manifestation are then open, or something about there's going to be huge information revealed to you about your future spouse. You might actually meet your future spouse in the month of June, or June is going to be the reason, something that is happening in June is going to be the reason why you meet your true love and your future spouse. But again, I also picked up something about Ariel, where you have to be a little bit aware in June, because you're going to have this glowing energy to you. And I almost want to say, I pick up an energy here of if you guys remember, maybe 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙 is a significant movie for you, maybe Spirit wants you to watch it, but you guys remember when Eric was looking for 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙, and he was looking for 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙 based upon her voice, but Ursula was stealing 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙's voice and turned into Vanessa, and then Eric was confused, or kind of like do you see where I'm going? Kind of like a real twin flame and a false twin flame. So there could be an energy where a false twin flame might be coming to you in the month of June, or somebody who's pretending to be your dream man or to be your dream woman, but they only are after something significant, or they're only after something specific in your life. So you have to be aware. Spirit is saying, if this is really your true love and your future spouse, there will be a lot of good signs or good omens around this man or this woman. But if this man or this woman is just pretending to be your dream man or pretending to be your dream woman, there's going to be signs and synchronicities and symbols that tell you to get away from this man or to get away from this woman. Does that make sense? Because the Spirit is showing me this movie scene in area where Eric wants to marry Vanessa that was pretending to be 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙 because she stole her voice, and then there were like birds that were ruining the wedding. Kind of like, this is like where Spirit is sending signs. This wedding is not supposed to take place. This is not your true soulmate. This is a false soulmate or a false twin flame. And then 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙 kind of like also found out the secret about Ursula trying to sabotage the whole situation, right? So there was a lot of, this is what it feels like to me. So you might be in a similar energy in the month of June, where there's something about like a false twin flame, or something about a secret being revealed, or something about where, I don't know, there could also be an energy where you're going to meet like two men or two women, and one person is like the real deal, the other person is not. Or again, you have to be careful not to fall for a false twin flame in the month of June. But again, Spirit is saying there's going to be a lot of like negative omens or negative signs around this man or this woman if they pretend to be your dream man or pretend to be your dream woman when they're actually not, or they pretend to be spiritual but they're not, or they pretend to be like healthy, or like they pretend to have a healthy energy but they don't. Does that make sense? Where somebody tells you everything that you want to hear because they want something from you, so they pretend to be a man or a woman that they actually are not. And again, for others of you, there could be an energy where the union between you and your twin flame is going to happen, but maybe you meet a person before that who just pretends to be what you are looking for, if that makes sense. But you're going to know, okay? I'm hearing you're going to know by the way it feels, but there's also going to be signs around this person in case they are pretending, kind of like a false and a real twin flame. But again, I'm being brought to the movie scene like with 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙 and Eric, and when Eric wanted to marry Vanessa, and then, you know, 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙 found out the secret, and then she was stopping the whole situation, and then 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙 got her voice back, and then Eric saw that 𝑎𝑟𝑒𝑙 was his real true love and not this other person. That's what it feels like to me here. Just sample pan number 1. I remember where, and this was a false twin flame. Let me be honest with you guys. This guy was a false twin flame. And because the number 666 is so significant, so there could also be an energy where the universe is sending you the angel number 666 every time something is off, or something is wrong with the person that you are with, or something is maybe wrong with the topic that you talk about. There's something about Spirit will show you signs in June that are very significant when it comes to meeting your true love and your future spouse. But I remember I had like a date with this guy, and he was close to what I was looking for, but there was something off about him. So on that day, I remember where he started to talk about weird stuff that was like, I was already suspicious, like, why is he talking about certain topics? So this could also be something that is happening in the month of June. It doesn't have to be a lover. This could also be a family member or a friend where you're like, I find it weird that this person is talking about that, or this person is asking me those questions, or I find the comments that this person makes very awkward or weird. Okay. But I remember that I talked to him, and he kind of like, there was like an energy where it almost felt like he was about to tell me that he has feelings for me, or something about where it almost felt like he was like trying to show me that he is ready to be with me. but I felt a weird energy. It didn't feel genuine. Does that make sense? So he was cute and sweet on that day, but it didn't feel genuine, or the way he did it was still like there was something shady. And I remember as he was talking to me, in the back there was a car passing by, and there was the angel number 666. But there was a car passing by, and it was just confirming that for me that something is off about this whole situation, because he pretended to be like, oh, I'm ready for you now, or he wanted to be like, I don't know, there was something very shady about it, like where he almost convinced me that maybe he is my real twin flame, but he actually was not. Or he is my future spouse, but he was not. I kind of knew it, but I needed like extra confirmation from spirit. So anyway, there was a car passing by behind him, and I saw the angel number 666, and on that day I decided that I'm not going to entertain the whole situation, not even being friends or something along those lines. This is what I'm being brought to, kind of like a false twin flame and a real twin flame, or somebody who's just pretending to be what you want, because sometimes men or women act like the person that they know you are looking for. Does that make sense? So again, there's gonna be signs. If this man or this woman is for you, there's gonna be magical signs. But if this man or this woman is not for you, there's also gonna be signs, and it's not gonna feel genuine. Something is not gonna feel genuine, or it's not gonna feel like this person could even say, hey, I really like you, but you cannot feel that they really like you. Like you cannot hear it in their voice. Something is off with their voice, or something is off with their eyes, or something along those lines. Okay, so be aware of that in the month of June. Pile number 1, what is happening in June? I'm seeing tea, like hot tea, or what's the tea? I'm hearing what's the tea? I'm seeing angel wings here. Okay, I'm seeing chakras here. Pile number 1. This is gonna be a cliffhanger, just like this card says. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh man, hold on. You see that the cliffhanger to be continued. So this reading, I'm going to continue this reading on Patreon now. If you want to watch it, if you want to join me on Patreon, the link is down in the description box. If not, it's gonna there's gonna be a huge revelation and a huge full circle moment. Okay, something is manifesting in the month of June for you that is directly connected to your love life. So I would say get excited. So I would say June is going to be a significant month for you this year, okay? But it's also connected to next year, June. And Spirit is also saying, if you're not going to join me on Patreon, Spirit is also saying pay attention to the month June. Everything that you see around it, like when you watch a movie and in the movie they say, oh, it's June 17th. Then you know, oh, the movie is highlighting the month June, and the tarot reader also told me June is significant. So what is happening in the movie that might be a hint about why June is so significant in your life? Does that make sense? So pay attention to that. Literally your destiny is going to be revealed to you in the month of June. Okay, something about to be continued tells me like, even if, let me tell you something, one more thing before I leave you guys. If you felt like your life was stagnant, to me this feels like, just imagine like if you watch a TV show, you know, usually when there's like a TV show and they want to, you know, like film the next episode, or like the next you know, the next series, usually there's like a few months that pass before the next episodes are being published, right? This is what I'm being brought to. I'm also hearing Dr. Dre, the next episode. So there's something about, if you felt like your life was stagnant, I feel like June is going to be the month where the next episode is being published, like, you know, in quotation marks, energetically. Like June is the month where your life is going to start to, there's going to be momentum again. Okay, after a long time of nothing happening, June is the month where things are starting to happen again in your life, which is the reason why we have to be continued here. Like now, life is finally moving forward. Now you actually have a reason to pick up your diary and write stuff down, because June things start to happen. So the story continues, okay? The next episode. All right, pie number 1. Join me on Patreon if you want to. If not, I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile number 2. Welcome to your reading, guys. So, as you can tell by the title, we're going to look at everything that you need to know about your love story with your true love and your future spouse. There's probably going to be a lot of random messages or like random information coming through because it's an open-end question. This could be about the way that you meet or in the middle of your love story, or something that your spirit guides want to highlight, or a specific month. For example, in pile number 3, there was a month that spirit wanted to talk about, or again, there could be all kinds of things happening. So let's see. It's an open-end question, okay? Which I do like because it's like random information coming through. So if you're new to my channel, I usually channel the energy and then I show you the cards here and there, okay? So let's see what's happening. What does pile number 3 need to know about their love story with their twin flame, their true love, their future spouse, the man or the woman they're meant to be with? Okay. I am hearing there's something very intense about your future spouse or their lifestyle, or something is very intense about this love story. If I could describe the energy, this might be, for example, a very intense love story because you guys are, it's going to be a long distance relationship. If you felt in your spirit that you will fall in love with a foreigner, or you will, how do you say that, you will somehow travel because of love, or where you have been wishing to meet somebody from a different country, because where you live, you don't want to live there, you want to live elsewhere. So you welcome the energy of meeting a foreigner and then possibly moving to their country, or just in general where you feel like you are a digital nomad, or you always had a dream of a life where you don't necessarily like settle down, but you travel to different places and stuff like that, or you have either the funds or just the opportunity to travel to different places, or something about also traveling because of work. I'm being brought to all of these energies that are very intense. So there's something very intense about your relationship or about your love story, because we have here the dog and it says, far away, a distant friend is thinking of you. Okay, so I do feel a strong energy here that there's something about where you guys are gonna be from different cities or different countries or a different background, different culture. It could also be that the way you grow up or the way you grew up is very different from your future spouse. For example, just an example where you grew up very simply, but your future spouse grew up like, how can I explain that? There's something very like intense about either their life story. Okay, something is very intense about their life story. For example, if I could describe the energy, because we have the Knight of Wands here, which is it's going to be a very adventurous love story. It's not just like, oh, we met and we went on a date and, you know, we met each other for a few months. It feels like way more adventurous. What is this adventure about? Let's see, because I cannot put my finger on it. It's like your love story is going to be the love stories that you put in movies, because they're like very exciting, kind of like I don't know, where you live in two different countries, so you have to find a way to move in together, or let me see what this is about, or I don't know, where like a parent, let me see, what is this adventurous energy about that I'm picking up here? Let's talk about this, we can work it out. Yeah, so there's gonna be something that is very unusual. I'm giving you an example because that's the way the cards are showing me what this is about. This is like you meeting a man or a woman who has a lifestyle where they travel a lot. So they travel for work. That is not a usual relationship when your future spouse travels for work and they're always in a different country. And they might have the possibility to take you with them on trips. So it's like a very adventurous relationship. Or for example, your future spouse does something behind the scenes. So they get invited to red carpet events, or they get invited to very significant events. it's also very unusual, right? So you would then also become part of their adventurous life, is what I'm picking up here. Or for example, your future spouse has like a completely different cultural background. Let's say, for example, they are Brazilian. So, and they kind of like introduce you to this Brazilian culture, okay? And it's like a completely different world than yours. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? There's something about your future spouse is going to introduce you to a world that is very, very adventurous, okay? Something about where they could also be for example, they could be somebody who is responsible for events. So you will have to meet your future spouse at events all the time, or they will invite you to a lot of events. Or because with the rock star, again, this could also be somebody who makes music, so they introduce you to like you meet them at their studio, or you meet them at their art studio. There's something about where they introduce you to a very adventurous world, because they are a very, very adventurous person. They live an unconventional life, so they're going to introduce you to a completely different world than yours, is what I'm picking up here, okay? Let me see what this is actually about, because I don't know what this is. What is this adventurous energy about? Let's see. I want to use these cards. Hold on, guys. What is this adventurous energy about here? The Empress. They could have the Empress tells me this person could have this is gonna sound weird, but they could be like from a family. I'm gonna be honest with the Empress. This person could actually come from a family that is well known, or their mother could be like somebody significant, or something about you're gonna have a special connection to your future spouse's mother, or something about a mother here. Or again, they were born into a family of artists, a family of singers. So when the whole family is like connecting through music, maybe for example, Christmas is not going to be Christmas they're like arranging like an event where they all sing together. Does that make sense? So somehow their family is different. Their family is different. For example, their family could also be psychic, so their whole family, or like their mom and their dad, and they all kind of like are connected to psychic stuff. So when you talk to their mother, it's like a completely conversation. There's something about even their family is different, or again, it's like a completely different culture, a different language. So you're going to be introduced to different food, and a different way of living, and like just a different way of like walking and talking, because for example, they are Hawaiian, so you get introduced to this Hawaiian energy. It's a completely different world. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? But with the Empress, for others of you, this could also be because your future spouse lives a luxurious life. Not for everybody, okay? But with the Empress can also sometimes mean like a luxurious lifestyle, okay? Or they just grew up like there's something going on here. Or with your future spouse is part of like a group, or part of like a friend circle that does very unique things. So you're going to be introduced to, I don't know, like certain stuff. You are definitely entering a different world because of your future spouse. What is this adventurous energy about here? Yeah, we have the Lovers here. Because I'm hearing like, I'm seeing them taking your hands, and I'm seeing them taking you to places, okay? But it feels like wherever they go, they are the special guest there. Like, hey, let's say for example, your future spouse's name is like Ryan, okay? They're like, hey, Ryan, and then, but you're also like with them. Or let's say Miranda, okay? Your future spouse's name is Miranda, just an example. Hey, Miranda. So everybody says hey to your future spouse, and it's like you are there with them, okay? Something about where they're known in the community, and I feel like they're going to introduce you to a very adventurous lifestyle. For others of you, you're going to have a very, very strong bond with your future spouse's mother, or with your future spouse's sister. So I'm hearing one of your future spouse's family members is actually a soul tribe member of yours. Like your future spouse's sister could actually be like a person that you were meant to be friends with. So something about you're going to have a strong connection to your future spouse's family. If you tell me that you grew up, this is maybe also what I was talking about, because I'm being brought to like some of you guys, you maybe didn't have the best history when it comes to family. Maybe you had a very toxic family, or you have like a lot of trauma surrounding family. I feel like your future spouse is introducing you to like a family that accepts you, okay, where maybe you didn't have the best connection with your sister or your brother, but you have like a very, very special connection to the sister or the brother of your future spouse. Does that make sense? Or you have a very strong connection to your future spouse's mother, but you didn't have a strong connection to your own mother. Does that make sense? This is what I'm being brought to. There's something about like you're gonna be part of your future spouse's family. You're gonna feel so accepted that it almost brings you to tears, because maybe you didn't feel accepted by a sibling, or maybe you didn't get accepted by an aunt or something along those lines here. Okay, there's something about you have such a strong connection to the family of your future spouse, or it could also be the other way around, where your whole family is gonna love your future spouse, okay? So you don't have to worry about that. There's something about, there's at least one family that strongly approves of this connection, okay? Someone's mother is gonna adore, like either your mother is gonna adore your future spouse, which means like she's gonna kind of like bless the connection, or your future spouse's mother is gonna adore you, okay? As if like their mother is like as if their mother is also your soulmate. So it's not just your future spouse being your soulmate, but your future spouse's mother is your soulmate too. Oh my god, this is freaking lovely. You know, because I'm being brought to the opposite of like you know those evil stepmothers? I'm being brought to the opposite. Like a stepmother that is so loving, and she's also a big reason why maybe your marriage works out, because she helps to kind of like, when you have problems with your future spouse and you talk to his or her mother, she's like, whatever she says brings you guys back together. But she's not doing it on purpose. It's just because she loves the both of you, and she has a way of giving you advice to bring you guys back together, okay? Which is beautiful. It's the opposite. I'm so happy to hear that, because I usually see bullshit, to be honest with you guys, but I'm seeing it's like the opposite of like an evil stepmother. Okay, what is this energy about here that I'm picking up? Yeah. 3 of Wands. There's something about being accepted by a family, so much so, like you, almost as if like you cannot even believe how there's something about a lot of family around you. Or maybe there's also something about, maybe for example, you didn't really experience a beautiful Christmas or a beautiful New Year's Eve because maybe your family is kind of broken. But it could also be the other way around. If it's not you, it could be your future spouse, where they have not really experienced a beautiful Christmas or something along those lines, and your future spouse is gonna feel so accepted by your family, almost to the point where they drop a tear, is what I'm picking up here. This is beautiful because, again, there's something about where this is true family or true loyalty in a family, where you don't have to worry that the family of your future spouse is against you, or that your family is going to be against your future spouse. I'm not seeing anything like that here. At least one family, or at least one mother or one sister, is blessing this whole connection here. Okay. Because we have the 4 of Roses here, which says the mansion, which is the 4 of Wands. Okay. We also have here the card physical touch. So somebody's love language could be here physical touch. It says a tender touch means so much. Okay, so I'm picking up an energy where your true love and your future spouse, their love language is physical touch, which is also the reason, do you see that? I'm also picking up an energy here where you're really going to enjoy that, because I'm seeing your future spouse touching you although they're on their phone, or they're touching you although they're cooking. It's kind of like where you're really gonna, I'm also picking up an energy here, I'm gonna be very honest, okay, but I'm hearing somebody here, you have been in a relationship in the past where the person didn't touch you, like you were craving physical touch, but this person really didn't touch you, or when it comes to like the bedroom or when it comes to sex, you were not really that compatible, is what I'm picking up here. So you're really gonna enjoy getting touched by this person because maybe you didn't get touched much in your past relationship because the person that you have been with before was not touchy, but your future spouse will be touchy, okay, which you're going to really enjoy is what I'm picking up here. Let me see what else is coming through. Now we also have here the card. I do feel like you guys will have to travel in order to be together with each other. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what this means, guys, okay? Or this could even be I'm just gonna give you an example. God damn it, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm being brought to those movie scenes where you meet a man or you meet a woman. And this man or this woman, they have been, let's say for example, it plays in Italy, okay? Let's say for example, it plays in Italy or in Paris, or let's say it plays in Greece, okay? Let's say it plays in Greece. So, there's this energy of like, for example, you relocate to Greece and your future spouse has already been living there. When you guys meet, they already planned to live in a different country. They wanted, it's the energy where in the month where you move to Greece, this person wants to leave Greece, or in the moment, in the month where you guys are meeting, there's like they have to move for a different job. So you guys are meeting in this country, but they have to move because of a different job. So it's kind of like you guys are meeting right when when this person has to go elsewhere. Okay, or something about you meet this man or this woman, but around the time where you guys are meeting, they have to kind of like travel for work for 6 months. This is what I'm being brought to. So I don't know what this is gonna mean to you, but with the limo, because it's the Chariot here, this tells me that there's something about traveling involved here, okay? Or something about not being able to see each other for a few months because of work, because of traveling, because of family. Maybe around the time where you guys are meeting, they have to go back to their home country for a few months to get some stuff done. Does that make sense? There's something happening here, okay? And then you might be thinking, oh my God, I hope they come back. I hope they don't stay at their country. And then this person is also maybe like wondering like, oh my God, I hope pile number 2 is gonna wait for me. I've been here for so long and stuff like that. Because I'm seeing a little bit of worry between the two of you. Like you both worry about each other, although you don't have to because you both love each other. But there might be a little bit of like worrying because there's something else, like a big move or a family or traveling to a different place, a different country. There's something happening like that, okay? Because we have the card here, if there are boundaries, I will try to knock them down, okay? So there's something about like your love story is going to be a true love story because you are both going to try everything under the sun to be together, or something about where even the distance cannot keep you apart, because I feel like there's gonna be some type of distance and I don't know what it is, okay? Let me see. Let me get a few cards here. What does pile number 2 need to know about this connection? What does pile number 2 need to know about this connection? This could even be an energy. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, and I think let me see what's happening here, because they're showing me now. I don't know if you guys watch Emily in Paris, but do you guys remember where she was meeting this guy from America and he went back to America, or he went back to Chicago and she stayed in Paris, and then 2 weeks later he came back to Paris and told her he's gonna stay in this country for her because he loves her and he wants to be in a relationship with her? That's what I'm being brought to. I don't know what this means, but this is what it feels like to me here. There's something about traveling, or let's say for example they tell you, hey, I'm gonna leave in 2 weeks, and you're sad about it and you think, oh, this connection is not gonna work out because they live in a different country, and then like where they get like a job offer in a different country and they cancel this job offer, or they don't take this job in this different country because they actually want to try a connection with you. This is what I'm being brought to, okay? I'm hearing that's also the reason why your love story is gonna be so beautiful, because like even like there's something about like I would move continents for you, or like you are more important to me than whatever this energy is, okay? God damn it, what the heck is going on here? Let me see. The love story between partner number 2 and their true love and their future spouse. What is that energy about? Yeah, we have the late bloomer here, you see. The Knight of Rings. We have the late bloomer here. Another thing. There's also this energy here. Okay, I'm going to be honest. And I'm not saying that this is going to be a toxic connection. It's not going to be a toxic connection, okay? Because I feel like you guys are going to have a lot of very mature conversations. But what I'm hearing here is there could be an energy where in the beginning you both think it's not going to work out because of this and that and this and that and this and that. And I'm literally seeing here them talking to their mom, or you are talking to your mom. There's a mother figure or a grandmother that is going to bring you guys together. It's like where they talk to their mom and their mom is like, is there a new woman in your life? And then this man is like, yeah, but it's not going to work out because we live in different countries and I took this job and this and that and this and that and this and that, okay? Or for example, you might actually be friends and you're like, yeah, but we're friends and I don't want to fuck it up. You both don't know that you are in love with each other. You're both friends or friendly with each other or co-workers, but you don't know that you love each other. And it takes like a longer time for it to be revealed. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like the energy of like, I'm almost where they almost tell you that they love you, but then they don't. And then you almost tell them that you love them, but you don't. And then it takes like a few episodes for you guys to finally understand that you love each other, which is the reason why it's like a late bloomer. So it's kind of like it's a prolonged, it's like a longer love story before you guys are finally together. And then for example, they talk to their mom and they're saying to their mom like, yeah, but I don't know, I don't want to fuck up the friendship, or yeah, but I just got a new job and I always wanted this job. And then their mother is like, are you really happy with this job? And your future spouse is like, yeah, I think so. But they're actually not really happy with this job. Does that make sense? They're just like, it was their plan to be there, to have this job, but they're not really happy it's like where you have to, where the heart, I'm hearing the hearts wants what it wants, but I'm hearing where mind over heart, like their mind tells them this is a big opportunity for me to do this, to work at this company, but at the same time they also know like maybe it's only good because of money or because of status, but it doesn't really make them happy, so they choose love over whatever this energy is. Does that make sense? So it's not like they're sacrificing their happiness. They're not really happy. They just like, they worked for months to get this job, and then they get this job, and then you come in, and then it's like, okay, then they work at this job or they work at this company, and then they realize like, I don't think this is what I want, and then they come back. And then you guys kiss at the airport or something along those lines. This is what I'm being brought to, okay? If I could describe the energy, of course it's going to be different for all of you, but I'm seeing like an energy where they talk to a sister or they talk to a mom, and the mom or the sister says like, for example, he says or she says, yeah, I don't have time for love right now. My career is important. And then because I'm seeing like the smirk of a mother, where the mother knows her child is in love, but the mother also knows their child is stubborn. So the mother says, well, sometimes love finds us when we least expect it. And whatever this mother says makes this person decide to be with you instead of choosing something only because like I'm hearing not everything that glitters is gold. Like one thing looks good, but it doesn't feel good. And the energy with you is more complicated. Does that make sense? So it's more complicated to move places or then to find another job or something along those lines, but they're going to choose to be with you, which is the reason why we have this card here. It's from the song Latch by Sam Smith. If there are boundaries, I will try to knock them down. I cannot sing, but this is what I'm being brought to, because it literally says sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain. So this is not going to be a straightforward love story where everything happens all at once. It's going to be like, you know, like this energy of like we love each other, but there's also something like I need to, like for example, you have the balls to tell them that you love them, and then they say I have to focus on my career, and then when they have the balls to tell you that they love you, you want to focus on your career. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like where there's gonna be a foreplay in your love story before your love story actually really begins. This is what I'm being brought to, okay? Now, another thing that your spirit guides want you to know is, your spirit guides want you to know, I pick up an energy here where you're both gonna meet and you will both have an energy to you where maybe you are scared to really give into a relationship because you love your solitude, or you like to be alone, or you like to be independent, or you like to be free. And even if you tell me I want to be with my true love and my future spouse, and you might be telling me, no, Cynthia, I actually want to be with them 24/7. Once you meet your true love and your future spouse, you might be craving your freedom. I'm not saying that you want to sleep around. What I'm trying to say is where around the time where you meet your true love and your future spouse, maybe you are going to be so mesmerized or so like involved or committed to a project, to the point where, again, we talked about it, where this project is like way more important. You want to have your own clothing line, so you're going to work on your clothing line, and maybe your future spouse is just in the back of your head, or this might be a chapter in your love story that is going to be like that, like, no, my clothing line is important to me and I love my future spouse, but I want to focus on my clothing line. And again, it's very important to still be an individual and focus on yourself, but I feel like an avoidance, almost to the point where you know you already did enough for your project and you could actually go home to your true love and your future spouse, but you're avoiding it because maybe you're scared to, where you have like a, how can I say that? It's like this energy where it almost feels too good to be true, so you kind of run away, but the way you run away is you run to work. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like there's something about where you both will have this energy of like you're both gonna teach each other what really matters to you. Does that make sense? Something about like where they might be thinking, no, I don't want to fuck up this friendship. And I'm not saying anything toxic. This is literally genuinely what they feel like. They feel like they don't want to fuck up this friendship, so it takes a long time for them to tell you that they have feelings for you. And you might be thinking, no, I don't want to fall in love because I want to get my clothing line going. You guys meet each other around that time, all the time and all the time and all the time. You guys see each other and you fall in love with each other more and more and more and more and more, until there's like this climax of maybe them telling you, hey, I really love you, you know, I don't want to be friends, I want to, you know, be with you. And you wanted to hear that for months, but now that they say it, you think, oh my God, once I fall in love, you know, I'm gonna lose my mind and I'm gonna go crazy and I know myself, and getting cold feet, like, no, I need to focus on my career and I cannot do this right now. So you might be saying, yeah, but you know, like, I don't know, for example, like you're gonna be a little bit in panic and you're gonna say something, and then your future spouse is like, okay, well, you know, if that's your decision, and then you're gonna rethink, oh my God, like, what am I doing here? Why am I running away? Like, what am I doing here? Does that make sense? And then you guys, then you go to them and you say sorry to them, like, I'm so sorry, I was just panicking. This is what I'm being brought to. So I do feel like your energy is a little bit messy, but isn't that what we all love? Like when we watch TV shows or movies or something along those lines, it's like, because we're not perfect, okay? This is not going to be a perfect love story. This is going to be like messy, but it's going to be so authentic and so honest, because you might be saying something like, you might be pushing them away because you love your independence, and then you realize, what the fuck am I doing here? And with them the same thing, like you might be calling them and you might want to be kind to them, and then they say, no, I can't, I need to go to work, and you're like, oh my God, okay, you know, what the fuck? And then they realize, oh my God, what am I doing? It's like where you're scared to fall in love. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? But you're both gonna teach each other. It's like you're both gonna teach each other to kind of like not let your fear win. It all makes sense, okay? Because sometimes I'm just talking and then the cards make sense at some point, because we have the Nine of Swords here. Hold on, can I show that to you? Yeah. Do you see that? You're both gonna decide, I'm not gonna let fear win, okay? I'm gonna let love win, is what I'm being brought to. Okay, yeah, most definitely. Okay, because we have the Forest here. Another thing that I want to tell you guys is I'm also picking up an energy here of yeah, you see, you're gonna be bitchy to each other because we have the Queen of Mirrors, but you're only bitchy to each other because you're scared. And it's like you're also gonna, even if you tell me, Cynthia, I don't know what you're talking about, you will know what I'm talking about once your future spouse is with you, you know? For example, they make you breakfast and you have this fear of being dependent on a man or on a woman, and you're gonna be bitchy to them, and like you're gonna say like, I could have done my breakfast by myself, because you are scared to kind of like lose your independence. They only made breakfast for you, but it kind of like triggered something inside of you. This relationship will trigger something inside of you, and it will trigger something inside of them, and you will both heal this trigger, but you are in each other's life. Does that make sense? Because sometimes we are healing triggers before we go into a relationship, which felt like was the case for pile number 3. Pile number 3, they were healing a lot of triggers before they come into a relationship, but I feel like you guys will be in each other's life, and the triggers will be healed right here, right now, as you are in a connection with each other, not before you guys meet. Okay, it's what I'm picking up here. So it's kind of like where you're bitchy because they made you breakfast, but it's like you're scared to be dependent on somebody. Okay, or for example, like you are kind to their friend. Like your future spouse has a friend and you're very friendly to your future spouse's friend, but your future spouse gets triggered because in their past relationship they got, you know, somebody hooked up with their friend. So you didn't do it on purpose, but they're gonna get triggered. Does that make sense? And then you will have to sit down. You see, it says, let's talk about this, we can work it out. And then you will have to sit down, okay, with a little candle in the middle of the table, and you guys are going to talk about like, man, I got so triggered, I'm so sorry, like I didn't know what I was thinking, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to, like I'm still like, I'm still learning, I'm trying my best, and this is what I'm being brought to. But honestly, I really love that energy. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, because who the fuck is perfect? Okay, so we're gonna make mistakes, and the reason why relationships don't work out is maybe you're not destined to work out, or because you don't sit down and talk about your own bullshit, like where you don't admit that you did something stupid, you know. And we also have here the card Peekaboo, and it says they enjoy a little mystery, keep the element of surprise alive. You see, so this is probably gonna be a very surprising love story, or it's gonna be a surprise how you tell each other that you love each other. There might be an energy of like, it's a surprise of like something about, yeah, this is what I'm being brought to, or like where there's like a third person who brings you guys together because you're both stubborn, or you're both kind of like, you have like on a bitchy day, you say something, you know, weird. Maybe you also know yourself. Maybe if you tell me you know yourself and you sometimes have an attitude, or maybe you have your menstruation and you're very bitchy around that time, but maybe this whole bitchiness also brings out like the true emotions, okay, where there's like a revelation of feelings is what I'm being brought to. Okay, but number 2, I'm going to extend this reading now on Patreon. Whatever your spirit guides want you to know about this connection, or we're going to continue this love story, or whatever comes out here, whatever your spirit guides want to highlight. So if you are interested in that, the link is down in the description box. And if not, I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye. Hello my lovely pile number 3, welcome to your reading, guys. So you are nosy and want to know about your true love, your future spouse, your twin flame, whatever you want to call it. What we're going to look at today is basically what you need to know about your love story. So this could be literally anything. This could be the beginning of your love story, something significant that is going to happen in your love story. Maybe the way you meet each other, maybe what happens before you guys meet each other. This is a very open-end question, so I think it's gonna be, I love open-end questions, and we're just gonna see what your spirit guides want you to know about your love story with your twin flame, your true love, and your future spouse. So pile number 3, let's see what's happening here. If you're new to my channel, and for those who are not new to my channel, I love you guys, thank you for being here. But if you're new to my channel, I usually channel the energy first, and then I'm showing you the cards here and there, and I can already tell that there's a lot of energy coming through in your reading, so please bear with me as I'm channeling the messages here. Okay, First thing that I want to tell you guys is, or the first card that I want to show you guys is, we have here, I have to probably blur out her wonderful boobies, but it says your future spouse feels your energy visions. Okay, let me show that card to you. It literally says your future spouse feels your energy vision. So pile number 3, what you need to know about your true love and your future spouse or your love story is that I'm seeing your future spouse like sitting on a desk and they're writing or typing something. I'm seeing them sitting somewhere. They're in their office or something along those lines, and I'm seeing them drifting away, like their thoughts are wandering and they start to get glimpses of you. Does that make sense? So it's basically the energy where your true love and your future spouse feels your energy. They probably get a lot of visions of you lately. They probably have also see you in their dreams lately. Number 3, I want to let you guys know that your true love and your future spouse already can feel your energy. Again, they probably receive visions, or I'm seeing them sitting on a desk and I'm seeing them drifting away, like in their thoughts, and they start to kind of like visualize or like daydream about having a date or about kissing or about being with somebody, and they do have glimpses of you. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like the energy where your true love and your future spouse feels your energy. They do have visions of you at this point in time, right here, right now, as you're watching me. Your future spouse is starting to have dreams of you or daydreams. In case they do meditate, they probably already kind of like saw glimpses of your energy, of who you are as a person. They maybe have, there's something about where your true love and your future spouse feels your energy, or they feel the strong desire to go out there and find you, or open up, or go on a dating app, or make the effort to go out there and kind of like follow this mysterious energy that they feel. Because again, for some of you guys, I feel like they recently woke up with a lot of horny dreams, because the cards that came out here are very sexual. We have L as in let me lick you. I'm going to show you the cards, but I have to blur them out as I'm editing. So we have L as in let me lick you. We have your sexual energy is attracting your future spouse, okay? So I feel like a strong energy where your true love and your future spouse feels very horny lately, or even if this is not taking place right now, this is going to take place right before you guys meet each other. They would definitely have like visions and glimpses of you. For example, let me tell you one story. So one day I was taking a nap, and that's what I'm being brought to, okay? One day I was taking a nap. I think it was after, I don't know, after work or something. I don't remember. And I was taking a nap, and when I was drifting off to sleep, I saw a face that I've never seen in my entire life. Like I completely saw the face of a person that I've never seen before. And I was like, oh my God, I was so shocked, because it looked like just imagine as if it's like a lightning. So, you know, it's kind of like an image comes and then it goes away very fast. So it's kind of like in 1 second, you get like this vision, or this like this picture that is, you know, traveling to your mind, and it's like it comes out of nowhere. And I saw this face of this woman, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then I were dozing off to sleep. Then I was dozing off to sleep. And then when I woke up, I felt like I wanted to listen to music. And I don't know exactly how it happened, but I think on my recommendation, you know, like on my YouTube feed, all of a sudden there was a music video that I've never seen before. I've never heard of this person my entire life. I've never been searching. I've never been searching their music at any point in time. And in this music video, there was this woman that I saw before I fell asleep. I do feel like they have like weird spiritual encounters where they maybe hear you saying their name. Does that make sense? Kind of like where you turn around and you think somebody was calling your name, but there is nobody. Or maybe they wake up and they feel like there's a hand on their chest, but there's nothing. Does that make sense? So they feel an energy where they get visions of like their love life or what their love life could look like, or something about where they receive information of you from their spirit guides as well as from the universe. So what your spirit guides want you to know is that your future spouse has visions of you. They can feel your energy. And I pick up like a strong energy, guys. How can I explain that? Because I feel very weird in your reading, I'm not gonna lie. And I think because as a reader, we pick up the energy of, you know, the people. Like when I read your cards, there's energy, and then I pick up the energy and I embody it, and then I speak about it. So I want to say that your true love and your future spouse, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like they feel very weird right now. How can I explain that energy? Because I was asking Spirit, why am I feeling this way? You know, before I was laying your cards, and they told me it has something to do with this reading, but they also told me that it is not bad, but it almost feels like anxiety. And I want to ask you guys something. Do you feel like you are nervous without a reason or something? Because how can I explain that energy? Let me say it like that. I feel an energy of anxiety, and I feel like it's nervousness, but for no reason. So it's not like being nervous because something bad is happening. It's actually being nervous because one of your biggest blessings is about to manifest. This is what it feels like to me here. It's like the nervousness. So Spirit wants to let you know. And I feel like it's the same with your true love and your future spouse. For some of you guys, you're literally about to meet, because the way the energy is so intense that there must be something. It's kind of like, just imagine, you know, in a pregnancy, in the beginning of the pregnancy, you know, the energy is not that intense, but you know, around the time where you give birth to the child is when the energy becomes very intense. So if you feel like there's very intense energy in the air, this usually means that there is something about to happen, or something like the energy is reaching a climax before an event is about to take place. Does that make sense? Because I don't know how to explain it. I feel very weird in your reading, almost like I want to run away, but I also know that something good is coming my way. So I don't know if... The funny thing is, we have the card here, caution, okay? We have the card here, caution. I have to kind of like make sure that I don't show you too much. So we have the card here, caution. So I almost want to say, where your true love and your future spouse, they crave love. It's like they... If I could describe the energy, I feel like your true love and your future spouse has like a fire under their butt, because I feel like I want to, and I usually don't pick up, some readers, they pick up like a lot of bodily symptoms when they read cards. With me, it's usually not like that. But I feel like a strong energy in my body, almost as if I am about to explode like a volcano. So I feel like, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, listen to me. Sorry guys if I'm all over the place, but this is literally the energy of your future spouse, okay? So listen to me. Because we also have here burning desire, and I pick up like this energy of like, I don't want to sit here, I want to, you know, like go out, or I want to take action, but I'm also holding myself back. So I pick up a strong energy here where a lot of you guys, you are about to meet your true love and your future spouse, or your twin flame, whatever you want to call it. The reason why I say that is because I feel like the energy, if they already feel your energy in their body, if your future spouse already feels their energy in your body, it means that they already crave you. They already crave your lips, they crave your hips, they crave to hold your hands. They start to have like these very like, I'm hearing dream a little dream of me. So I almost want to say, okay, this is funny, because I'm hearing Spirit saying, or I'm hearing the universe saying that the universe has been trying to prepare your true love and your future spouse for you, because I almost want to say that you already feel ready for them in some kind of way. But for them, the topic love brings them, like, they get very nervous or they get anxiety. I think there was something happening in their past where they felt like where they feel like love is a topic that, let's say for example, it's like a person who's really good at maybe finances, they're really good at getting their life together, they're really good at like all kinds of things, but love might be something where they're scared because they feel like they're not good at it, or they made mistakes in the past, or I'm hearing like love is their Achilles heel. They feel like when they fall in love, they get vulnerable. So it's kind of like the topic love for them is a little bit like sensitive, you know. I pick up an energy where your true love and your future spouse is a very confident individual, but when it comes to the topic love, they might be a little bit there's a strong energy, or they react very strongly. Like when somebody says like, hey, are you single? Do you see somebody? Or when their parents are asking them, hey, you know, when are you getting married, or something along those lines, they have a strong reaction towards it. Does that make sense? They have a very strong reaction towards it. And I pick up a strong energy where your true love and your future spouse, it's almost like where they know themselves and they know that they feel like they're not going to be able to think straight once they fall in love, but they also like, it's, how can I explain that energy? You see, it's like very all over the place. Like they get very jittery and very nervous when it comes to the topic love. But let me tell you something. So your true love and your future spouse already feels your energy. They already feel you, especially when you think about them a lot. You're basically sending them energy, so they receive it, okay? They receive this energy that you send towards them with your thoughts and with your feelings and with what you're doing. And I pick up like a strong energy here where it feels like your future spouse is about to like explode, because to me it feels like we have the Hanged Man here twice, okay? And the Hanged Man tells me that they have been holding themselves back when it comes to the topic love for a long time. There could be different reasons. Let me see. Let me actually look at why they have been doing that, okay? So let me tell you something. This is a man or a woman that has been single for a while, okay? This is a man, if you think your future spouse is walking around dating other people, not at all, like the complete opposite. Because the card here that came out is caution. And it says, you are at risk of getting hurt. Okay, it's best to avoid having any sexual interaction with them until things become clear. So, and I pick up, this is not concerning you and them. This is concerning like what they have been going through lately, where they have been... Give me a moment, guys. A moment of silence. I feel like your true love and your future spouse has been abstinent. They have been abstinent. They haven't had sex for a long time. They haven't had like a physical contact with anybody for a long time. They haven't kissed anybody for a long time. That's why I pick up like this energy. I'm picking up an energy of an erection. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I pick up like the energy of a volcano, where I'm also hearing, do you guys remember that trend back in the days where a lot of spiritual men? Oh man, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, listen to me, because I pick up an energy of like back in the days when I was watching like spiritual men on YouTube talking about like their journey, because I feel like the journey of men and women is a little bit different. It's still still the same, but it also has like differences, you know, like how beautiful spirituality is when it comes to manhood and how beautiful spirituality is when it comes to womanhood. There's still a difference, and I feel like I'm hearing no, not November, which is telling me we also have the month here, November. Okay, and I want to ask you guys if in the last reading, because I did a reading, when did I do the reading? Yeah, in the last future spouse reading, I'm just checking how everything is looking here, guys. I know I'm all over the place. Just, you know, roll with me. And I'm picking up the energy here, and it's so weird because I usually don't have this problem, but I pick up like I want everything to be perfect before I make a move. So I almost want to say your future spouse has like problems with perfectionism. I don't know what's going on with them, but I feel their energy. They're very like nervous right now. Your future spouse is very nervous right now. They have like fire under their butt. They think a lot, like they're very horny, to be honest with you guys, and they're very aroused. So let me tell you something. With the November card here, this tells me, or I'm being brought to no, not November, telling me that your true love and your future spouse hasn't had sex for a long time. And I almost want to say their animal instincts are starting to push through. It's kind of like where animals know when their season to mate is beginning. Does that make sense? Because like animals have their season to mate, right? Where for months they don't do anything, and then there's like a specific season when they're mating. But it's like, it's not, if you think about it, the animal's not deciding it. It is like their instinct, because it's like the rhythm of the universe, or the rhythm of like procreation. It's like, it's the energy of the animal procreating, but it's not the conscious decision of the animal, it's just the way it was wired. Listen to me, it's just the way. Okay, hold on guys. So this is so weird, because I'm picking up like a weird energy. So your future spouse, it's like they have been abstinent. Okay, they haven't been there. They might have even like stayed away from masturbating. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, because I keep picking up an energy where for some of you guys, they might have done, they might have touched themselves, but they have not been in contact physically with a woman or with a man for a long time. And I almost want to say where it's kind of like this instinct, they're basically trying to suppress this instinct of like, I don't need to, I don't need the soft touch of a woman. Do you know what I'm being brought to? Okay, listen to me. Do you know what I'm being brought to? It's like your future spouse is almost this energy of like where they tell themselves, no, I need to like focus on work, or I need to focus on this, and I need to focus on that. And then they drift off in their thoughts like, oh, what would it be like to feel the soft skin of a woman? And then they come back to, no, I need to focus. So it's kind of like as if the universe this is so funny, because I'm picking up the energy where your future spouse is ready to meet you, but they are kind of like holding themselves back from doing so, because they maybe still have certain insecurities, or they feel like they want things to be perfect. So they want to reach certain things, or they want things to be perfect in their life before they enter your life. But Spirit is basically like putting fire on under this person's butt, to kind of like, as if the universe is making your future spouse uncomfortable again, because I'm being brought to kind of like an erection. I'm being brought to kind of like a volcano that is like erupting, like, where, if I could describe the energy of your future spouse, it's like they're sitting here and they don't want to give in to their instincts. The instinct to procreate, the instinct to, crave the energy of a woman or crave the energy of a man. They're kind of like suppressing it, okay? Because again, I feel like your future spouse is somebody who's very like strict or very like disciplined. So they feel like, let me actually see why they're doing that. Why is pile number 3's true love and future spouse holding back? What's going on? Yeah, look at that, okay? Because it's almost like the energy where your future spouse doesn't want to, they don't want their head to get messed up, because it's like, how you can get addicted to somebody and obsessed with somebody. So maybe they have tendencies to get addicted or obsessed with somebody, or kind of like where they maybe know, it's kind of like an energy, because I'm picking up the energy where your future spouse has a past where they kind of put sex over everything, or they were chasing a woman or chasing a man to the point where they neglected a lot, and now they're doing the opposite. Does that make sense? So they went from one extreme to the other, and then when they arrive to, or when you guys are finally meeting each other, that's when they find the balance between, kind of like being disciplined and focusing on yourself, but also kind of like allowing yourself to feel pleasure and get kissed and like feel the softness of a woman or feel the strength of a man. Does that make sense? Where they have been in one energy in their life where they have been focused on, on a booty, on boobs, on a DICK, and all they wanted was sex every weekend and stuff like that. And then they noticed, oh my God, I really lost myself in that whole situation. And now they were swinging to the opposite of like, okay, I'm not gonna look at any woman, I'm not gonna look at any man, I don't need sex, I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need the strong arms of a man. It's kind of like, I'm seeing like a movie scene where a man or a woman is like talking. It's kind of like when a guy is asking the other guy, hey, like, don't you want to go out and date? For example, even like, let's say for example, your future spouse has friends and their friends are dating or going out, and then the friends of your future spouse are asking your future spouse like, hey, what, don't you want to go out and date and have fun and meet people and stuff like that? And then your future spouse is like, no, I don't need that, or no, there's other stuff that I need to do. And then the friend says, well, don't you like crave, don't you want to, because like the energy of a woman is so beautiful, or the energy of a man is so beautiful, don't you crave that? And then they're like, no, I don't crave this soft skin and this, like the sweet lips, or like the sweet taste of her lip gloss. Like, I don't crave it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like where they crave it, but they don't want to admit it because they feel like it makes them weak. It's very weird. I don't know what this really means, but with the strength card in reverse, yeah, they feel like love makes them weak, and they may be a little bit scared to be weak because they felt weak before and they don't want to kind of like feel weak again. I feel like they have a scar of like feeling weak because of a woman or because of a man, which is the reason why they're now on the other extreme, is basically what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say now is that your future spouse is like, they're starting to crave you so much that they will, burst through this wall. Maybe they even have like this invisible wall where they're holding themselves back from going out, meeting people and stuff like that, and eventually meeting you. But I'm seeing like this energy where somebody is sitting and they're like, like they're nervous, sitting very nervous, right? Okay. They're sitting on a desk very nervous, and they cannot focus because they're suppressing this desire inside of them, right? And it's like one day they will not be able to kind of like suppress that energy, and it's kind of like an explosion, because again, I feel like your future spouse has a lot of sexual energy in their body that they have not yet released. And like all the sexual energy is like, it's you need to know one thing: energy cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. So if they feel this horny ass energy in their body, at some point it's gonna make them like get up and go out there, and that's when you guys are meeting. Does that make sense? So they're basically like trying to, do you know what I'm being brought to? I'm being brought to somebody who is like, when you guys have sex, it's kind of like, it's the energy, okay? I'm trying to explain the energy, guys, but if I could describe the energy, it's kind of like a man or a woman who doesn't want to come immediately, so they're prolonging the whole situation. Does that make sense? So it's like every time they want to come, they, pull it out. That's what it feels like to me, but just energetically, where they feel like, I would love to go on a date with like a beautiful woman and smell her scent, or I would love to go on a date with a beautiful guy and, his strong arms, or kind of like his masculine energy or whatever. And then they're like, nah, not yet. That's what it feels like to me here, kind of like prolonging, but they are about to like burst. They're about to kind of like explode because they have so much sexual energy inside of them. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you guys, you are about to meet them. I don't necessarily predict timing unless it is shown here. Now we have the November card here. So the month of November, again, I talked about it in a different reading, in the last reading. So the month November is very significant when it comes to your love story with your true love and your future spouse. We're going to talk about it in a second, but one thing that you need to know about your future spouse is they have been abstinent. So they have a lot of energy, and they wake up with a lot of horny and wet dreams, or they find themselves being very, very aroused recently because their instinct tells them it's time to mate, it's time to, be with the woman or the man of their dreams, but they might be holding themselves back because of insecurities that they're still working on. So for some of you guys, your future spouse is just still working on certain insecurities that they want to kind of like heal before they come into your life. And I'm also hearing for others of you, because we have here the card for the right reasons, okay? We have the card here for the right reasons. For some of you guys, you have curly hair is what I'm picking up here. Okay, a lot of you guys, you do have curly hair or wavy hair. Not everybody. It's just a confirmation that this is your pile. With the 7 of rings here for the right reasons, I'm also hearing kind of like where your future spouse, where your spirit guides want to let you know that you not meeting your future spouse right here, right now is, excuse me, for the right reasons, because they want you to focus on certain insecurities that you have. Because it's kind of like the energy where spirit is giving you time to heal your insecurities, so that when you meet your true love and your future spouse, you can fully enjoy the relationship, or you can fully enjoy your sex with them, or you can fully enjoy their company without, it's kind of like where spirit wants to make sure that this marriage or this relationship works out and it's lasting. But this also means that you need to heal certain insecurities about yourself so that they don't bring any problems into the future. Okay, so for some of you guys, the spirit guides are saying the reason why you guys have not yet met is because they want you to focus on certain insecurities that you have. If you think about what can I do in order to manifest my true love in my future spouse, there's one answer: focus on your insecurities. Okay, because the less insecure you feel about yourself, or the more you feel in tune with your body, and the more you feel kind of like secure about yourself, or like confident about yourself, it's kind of like the energy where you exude the energy of I am ready. Okay, for others of you, this might not be concerning you. This might actually be concerning your true love and your future spouse, where they have insecurities that they're still working on. Okay, but they're definitely already feeling your energy. They already know what your energy feels like, or they already have seen you, or they already crave. It's kind of like they already crave your energy. So it's basically like you already kind of like you're already in the process of attracting each other, or already in the process of coming together. Okay, because they're craving the soft skin of a woman, or they might be craving like, I don't know, like the scent of a man. Does that make sense? So they're already craving that energy, but they might be suppressing it a little bit here, is what I'm picking up. Okay, because they're very cautious when it comes to the topic love. And number 3, another thing that I want to tell you guys, or what you need to know, is that your future spouse is a very romantic person, because we have here romantic lover. Okay, and the card says they make the effort to create a romantic environment to add new depth to your levels of intimacy and expand your sexual experience. So what you need to know right now is that your true love and your future spouse is actually a very romantic person, or I feel like they put a lot of effort into everything, almost to the point where they become a perfectionist. Does that make sense? It's kind of like people who put so much effort into something to the point where they start to become like, how can I explain that, where they do too much. Just imagine like somebody who works in a company, and what they're doing or what they're creating is already good enough, or they might have like an imposter syndrome where they don't know how good or how talented they are, so they sometimes overdo things. And I'm not just talking about your love life, but I'm talking about just in general, where they strive for perfection, and it sometimes cripples them, or it sometimes stops them from enjoying themselves, because they're too much in this perfectionistic energy. But overall, what I want you guys to know is, with the romantic lover, your true love and your future spouse is really truly somebody who, this would be the type of man or the type of woman to buy like new sheets for you, or to, you know, put on scented candles, or to buy new lingerie for you, or to get a new haircut because of you, or kind of like where she puts on, like she buys a lip gloss that has like how do you call that, that has like that tastes like peach. It's like this person puts a lot of like effort into details, is what I'm picking up here, which is also the reason, again, what I'm trying to say is that your true love and your future spouse, just, you know how some men or some women, they just go out and date, although they know they need to maybe work on their insecurities, although they know they need to work on their finances, although they know they need to work on maybe like, I don't know, something in their life, but instead of working on what they need to work on to be like the best version of themselves, to you know, have like a long-lasting relationship or marriage, they just go out. They know they should, you know, like instead of having sex every weekend or going to the club every weekend, they probably should work on their finances. Instead of like, I don't know, clapping cheeks, they probably should go and look for an apartment, or they should maybe take care of their family, or they should maybe, you know, like guide their siblings. This is where I'm being brought to. And your future spouse is like the opposite, where they put a lot of effort into where they feel like everything has to be perfect before they even think about love, which again might be the reason why you guys have not yet met, but it's also for the right reason. So how can I explain that? That's basically on your future spouse's side, the energy. Now with you guys, I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that this energy that you're currently in, your sexual energy is attracting your true love in your future spouse to you. It says your sexual energy is attracting your future spouse, okay? So you being one with your body, you being one with your sexuality is attracting your future spouse. But you might have certain insecurities, and whatever they are, they could be as small as I'm insecure about my eyebrows or whatever. Does that make sense? Or I'm insecure about, I don't know, I'm insecure about I don't know, the way that I walk or my posture. So your spirit guides are saying, while your future spouse is trying to overcome his perfectionism, trying to overcome his, like this invisible wall that he or she has when it comes to love, because they feel like it can, like, they basically feel like love is dangerous, okay? And they feel like they need to be prepared, almost as if they need a bulletproof vest, and they need, like, do you know what I mean? It's like do you know what I'm being brought to? I'm seeing like somebody in a movie where they prepare for a journey, but they over prepare. You know how, like, in a hot air balloon where you put food and stuff like that, or when they go on a journey and they have like a donkey or a horse, but they overload the horse, or they overload like this hot air balloon because they pack too much for the journey. That's what the energy of your true love in your future spouse, where they're so detail oriented to the point where they don't let themselves, like, again, go out and meet you, because they still, perfectionism is a problem for them, basically what I'm trying to say is, but they're already in the energy of what is stronger, the need to be perfect about everything, or this animal instinct, or this craving for intimacy and love, and like really connecting to somebody. That's the energy that they're currently in, okay? Now for you guys, I feel like there might be certain things that you're still insecure about. I also want to ask you guys if you have noticed recently that a lot of insecurities that you thought you overcame, and I'm not just talking about your physical body, this could also be certain things that you are insecure about when it comes to your financial situation, or your career, or your character, your personality. Does that make sense? Where I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's a lot of insecurities coming to the forefront, or they have been, or where you feel like old wounds have been opened, or that you're dealing with insecurities that you thought you already overcame. Or you might notice a pattern where, dang, I had this problem like 3 years ago, and I thought I was healing from that, but somehow it's surfacing just with a different reason, or in a different, like, in a different dynamic, but it's still the same problem as in the past. Maybe I am a people pleaser, and I thought I overcame this problem, but now I find myself being in a people pleaser position again. So your spirit guides want you to know that the reason why you guys have not yet met is for the right reasons, because we have here for the right reason, okay? Because they're working on overcoming their perfectionism. They're working on finding a balance between love and work, or kind of like allowing themselves to fall in love and feel pleasure, whereas you might be in an energy of overcoming certain insecurities so that they don't cause any problems in your relationship. That's what your spirit guides want you to know. But they also want to tell you that your future spouse is a very, 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 very romantic person. So I feel like I almost want to say you're going to feel very pampered by this person, because this is like somebody who puts a lot of effort into the relationship, is what I'm trying to say. So they're a very romantic lover. They're probably going to kind of like buy you flowers, and I don't know, like buy an extra blanket for you in your favorite color when you come over to them, or kind of like make sure that a section in their fridge is for you. It's like a person who puts a lot of effort into their relationship, and this is a romantic lover. They also like romance in the bedroom, like having sex for them is also like about them being romantic, or they like to make things romantic. Another thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the Five of Mirror here. Now, I want to read this card out to you, but I'm being brought to, I'm going to be very honest, I'm just going to say everything that comes through to me. So when I look at this card, I'm being brought to Cinderella and how she was talking to mice, how her only friends were mice. So for some of you guys, you maybe have a lot of, for some of you guys watching me, you might be in an energy where you lost a lot of friends, or there's just a few friends that you still have left out of, like, you used to have like a lot of friends and there's only now a few left, and you sometimes find yourself feeling alone. Or maybe I'm also hearing discord amongst friends. For some of you guys, you have been going through like a lot of shifts when it comes to your friendships, where maybe there have been a lot of fights recently in your friendships or something along those lines. For others of you, you actually lost a lot of friends. For some of you guys, you feel like you completely lost your old friend circle. For some of you guys, because if I think about Cinderella, she didn't have any friends. She was only talking to mice. So maybe for some of you guys, you also find yourself feeling more connected to animals recently than humans. Is what I'm being brought to. This is what Spirit is showing me. So give me a moment, guys. What else is coming through here? I'm also being brought to Harry Potter, where Ron had his little rat, and this little rat was his pet for years. And then this pet turned out to be like, you know, that one movie scene in Harry Potter where Ron's rat or mice or whatever, mouse, whatever, turned out to be like a rat, or like literally a rat. Okay, so for some of you guys, I feel like you have gone through a betrayal where someone turned out to be like working against you and you didn't know about it. For others of you, you might actually be in the middle of fighting like negative energy or evil eye, or you know that you have people that don't like you and they show you that they don't like you, or they kind of like an energy where you know that you have more. I'm picking up the energy where you maybe have more enemies than usual right here, right now, because you might be speaking your mind more often than usual. Maybe you used to be like a people pleaser where you didn't tell people what you really were thinking, and now that you embrace who you truly are and what you truly think, a lot of people don't like to be around you anymore, or a lot of people see you as an enemy now that you are your true self. Like when you tell people what you really think, all of a sudden, because I'm picking up the energy, this is like side, you know, it's like a side note, but I'm picking up an energy where a lot of you guys, maybe you used to be people pleasers and you always told people what they wanted to hear because you felt like you loved them and you didn't want to tell them like the ugly truth. But now you have been noticing that you have been like, that you want to be a truthful person and you want to show people what you truly think and who you truly are, and you want to make your decisions because they feel right and not because you want to make other people happy. So you maybe have collected a lot more enemies than usual because you walk and talk differently. But you walking and talking differently is like, this is the real me, take it or leave it, okay? This is what I'm being brought to. But I actually want to read out the card here because I want to, you know, bring all the puzzle pieces together here. Okay, so this card I want to read out to you guys because it's all gonna make sense, okay? There could also be an energy where your true love in your future spouse receives a lot of signs recently, and it's kind of like they're starting to follow like the trail of signs that they are getting, which is going to lead them to you, is what I'm picking up here, because I feel like they do have like weird encounters where again they fall asleep and they see certain stuff, they hear words, they notice that they're haunted by a song or by numbers, and it's like it's very much in their face. They receive a lot of signs that are very much in their face, but it's like spirit, it almost feels like, listen to me, I'm also hearing Spirit has been or will be preparing your future spouse with, like, your future spouse is prepared to meet you, because it's like the energy where your future spouse needs to have a few dreams of you, or needs to like have a few visions of you before they dive into the dating world, almost as if they get prepared through dreams to meet you. Because I feel like they have like a very big wall, or like an invisible wall, where they are scared of the topic love, or they're scared to fall in love. So Spirit is basically taking this person's fear away by sending them really, really beautiful dreams about you, so that they start to see love in a magical way and not dangerous anymore, because they might be thinking love is dangerous, is what I'm picking up here. I don't know why. They feel like love is dangerous, or I'm also hearing dangerous in love, dangerously in love, crazy in love, something along those lines. But let me read out this card here for you guys, okay? So it says 5 of Mirrors, Tattletale, okay? And the card here says, don't you know tattletales always end up getting sent home? Stirring up drama as a means to get ahead or throw others under the bus is a disciple plan that rarely works. Even though you're in competition with others, no one else is responsible for taking away your chance to find love. The truth always comes out, so be wise in choosing your battles. If you're the one whose name is being uttered by the tattletale, be mindful of how you handle this conflict. Own up to your wrongdoings. Own up to your wrongdoings on your part. Don't fight fire with fire. Defend yourself if you're the one being wronged, but ultimately choosing a more peaceful path and acting with integrity is in your best interest. And it's interesting because I actually posted on my community post, this is so funny because I didn't know that, but the word integrity, I was writing on my community post kind of like it was like attached to a picture that said, I saw that karma, and I wrote integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. So pile number 3, what I'm picking up here is again, I'm being brought to Cinderella, I'm gonna be very honest, and I'm also being brought to Ron with the red. So I feel like, what is that energy about? Because I almost want to say that, now pile number 3, I'm going to be very honest, I'm picking up the energy of Cinderella, where I almost want to say, that your spirit guides want you to know, or what you need to know is that your good karma is actually your future spouse, and for them it's the same way. Okay, because I feel like you are both very sincere people, or you are both people with a lot of integrity and a lot of honesty, and you are very loyal people. And I feel like you both have been going through betrayal, may that be with a colleague, a family member, or a friend. And I'm hearing spirit saying, I'm hearing the universe saying, I'm hearing your spirit guide saying that you are each other's good karma. Okay, your loving heart, you being such a sweet, pure soul, is the good karma of your future spouse. And your future spouse's good soul and sweet energy is your karma. You are basically each other's karma, but in a good way, where the universe is making things up. Just imagine when people do you injustice, because we have the card here, fair man. And while it means a man with fair skin, I always read it because the 5 of Swords talks about an unfair situation, or somebody doing something dirty, or again about tattletales, when somebody is like being very sneaky or trying to sabotage another person. But in every movie we say that, you know, karma comes back around. Yeah, I'm hearing what goes around, goes around, goes around, and around. What goes around, goes around, goes around. Okay, so there's something about like your spirit guides want you to know your love story is gonna be a lot of karma for a lot of people. I don't know what this means. I feel like for just imagine, let me tell you something. Just imagine your future spouse used to be a man who, or a woman who, I don't know, like they had big dreams, but they were not there yet. They didn't accomplish their big dreams. And then there was a woman or a man, and this woman or this man was like, I only want to be with successful men. I only want to be with successful women. Or let's say, for example, your man or your woman, your future spouse used to be a little bit chunky, had a little bit of a belly, or he used to wear glasses, you know, like this. I'm picking up the energy of like a glow up, where your future spouse, you both have similar energy. Let me tell you something. And I'm picking up the energy where your relationship, you coming together, is karma for a lot of people. Like your love story is to teach a lot of people about karma, or is teaching a lot of people about karma. Okay, there's something about, like, just imagine, you know, all those movies that we see about, like, when somebody I'm still asking myself, like, we all watch movies, right? And why do people still feel the need to betray or do bad stuff? Because we all know what goes around comes around. Because we all hear that in songs and in movies and even in real life. And everywhere you go, you can see karma playing out. So I'm picking up the energy where there was a woman or there was a man that was like humiliating or embarrassing your future spouse, like, oh my god, you know, like, you wear glasses and you have a stomach, I don't want to be with you, you know. And now your future spouse has like a glow up, he looks amazing, and then this woman from the past is like, do you remember me, you know, like, I know I rejected you in the past, but you know, this is what I'm being brought to. Or like on your side where there's like friends or something along those lines that, I don't know, like, did you dirty, and then there's something going on where you are each other's karma. Okay, you are each other's karma. I don't know what this means, but I feel like it's the energy where in Cinderella, where she stayed, like, because I'm being brought to like I'm being brought to an energy where the both of you have been going through a lot of unfair, unjust situations. And the way the universe is balancing the scale and making things right, okay, and correcting people's like the shit that people are doing in your life, the way the universe is correcting that, or the way the universe is kind of like bringing it back into balance, is bringing you guys together, because you guys are like a blessing to each other. Maybe your love and like your loyalty and your kind heart, maybe even your cooking is a blessing for your future spouse. And maybe your future, there's something going on where you guys are each other's like good karma is what I'm picking up here. For example, your man or your woman, let me also tell you something else, pile number 3. I'm also picking up an energy here before we go to the extended. I also want you guys to know that your future spouse, let me tell you something. Spirit is telling me there were people in your life that did you dirty, okay? Or for them. If you tell me it has nothing to do with you, then it's probably on your future spouse's side. Just imagine, I want to tell you something. Just imagine, like, because Spirit is showing me that, you coming together with your future spouse is like, I'm going to give you one example, okay? Just imagine, like, you want to manifest moving, or you want to manifest moving into your dream apartment. So you want to move into your dream apartment, or you want to relocate, and you tell the wrong people about it, okay? You tell a person about it who wants to kind of like ruin your plans. Or just imagine, like, you tell a person, oh my god, I want to relocate, I want to move to the city, and because they feel like they will never be able to manifest what you set your mind to, like, they see potential for you to reach your dreams, to relocate, or they see the potential for you to manifest your dream house or your dream apartment, and they know that, but they want to ruin your plans because they want to be the one that gets the house. There's something about like what goes around comes around. So if somebody has been sabotaging your moving plans and brought a lot of chaos and confusion to your living situation, when I say your future spouse is your good karma, is because they might have ruined your plans when it comes to, like, you wanted to manifest this apartment, and then they sent so much negative energy to your plans that you didn't get the apartment, okay? That is the wrongdoing, okay? The good karma with your future spouse is your future spouse has an apartment that is big enough for the both of you. So you might have not gotten this apartment, but you can move in with your future spouse who has like a very big apartment, which is the good karma energy. Does that make sense? There's something about what goes around comes around. Or for example, like, somebody has been laughing at you for, I don't know, not being successful. but then you manifest a very successful man or a very successful woman, or somebody has been laughing about you getting cheated on, and then you get like the most loyal woman or the most loyal man. Does that make sense? There's something about like what goes around comes around, where if you want to know about the good karma that you are receiving with your true love and your future spouse, think about all the bad stuff that people have done to you recently, okay? And I'm not just talking about somebody, I don't know, like talking shit about you behind your back, because who the fuck cares? I'm literally talking about where people have been working against you, like they have been wishing for your date to go wrong, or they have been like evil eyeing, like let's say for example they have been, I don't know, like evil eyeing a career opportunity, and you didn't get the job because you told the wrong people. Little do they know that your future spouse has contacts to the manager of like a company that is super duper cool, and that's why you get the job. So basically your future spouse is your good karma. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? Something about what they have been trying to ruin for you, what they have been trying to steal from you, comes to you through your true love and your future spouse, okay? I don't know what this would mean in your life, but your spirit guides want you to know that's the way the universe works. If people do something wrong, the universe usually tries to kind of like balance the scale, but it's also a test, okay? So there's something about, I'm picking up a strong energy here where something has been happening. I don't know what's going on, okay? Or maybe some people have been trying to make you feel very ugly, and then you have a man or a woman that desires you like more than the average person. Does it make sense? Where you are very beautiful, but you have been with people that made you feel like shit, and then you attract this man or this woman that desires you so much. It's like, you see, and we talked about it, because with the romantic lover, I told you that this person's over the top, but maybe spirit is sending you like a man or a woman that is over the top romantic, or that does a lot for you, because you have been in previous relationships and previous friendships where you were malnourished. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like you have been malnourished in previous relationships or friendships or something along those lines. So you get double the energy from your true love and your future spouse, because the scale has to be balanced. I'm hearing that's divine order, or that's divine justice, or the scale of the divine. That's what I'm being brought to here. See why the Five of Swords is here? Yeah. Shoulder to cry on, you see? I pick up a strong energy where a lot of people made you cry, or a lot of people were like happy about you crying, or I don't know, maybe you have been crying a lot more than usual lately, or there's something, I feel like somebody has been doing you really, really dirty. And again, I'm not just talking about somebody talking shit behind your back. I'm literally talking about somebody who has been like working against you for years, has been like a frenemy. I'm being brought to a frenemy. I'm being brought to like telling people that you feel bad about something, and those people that you talked to about your pain, they maybe didn't acknowledge it, they laughed about it. I feel like people caused tears that were very unnecessary, because again, it's not just somebody talking shit behind your back. This is somebody who literally has like a whole plan, where every time they meet with you, like where people literally pray for your downfall. Again, this is not just somebody who's like, oh man, I wish I had what pile number 3 has. This is literally people who like evil eye your beauty, and they want you to gain weight or something along those lines. And I'm going to be very honest, because everything is energy, okay? So if somebody has negative thoughts about you, they vibrate on an energy that is destructive. So every time you shake this person's hands, every time you touch this person, you receive their negative energy. If they feel destructive towards you, like I want to destroy pile number 3's beauty, I want to destroy pile number 3's money, or I want to destroy pile number 3's opportunities. And again, these are people that have been letting their negative thoughts run wild, and they have been kind of like sending you negative energy. So when they feel like, oh man, I don't want pile number 3 to be successful, and you shake this person's hands, their energy is attached to your body. Does that make sense? So I pick up like a strong energy, and then on the contrary, I feel like your true love and your future spouse is going to have so much love, like over the top love, or they're going to be over the top romantic or over the top where they do a lot for you. That's like, oh my god, like you don't even have to do so much for me. But it's like it's balancing the scale, because you have been robbed off of energy, or somebody has been, you know, like maybe for example trying to dim down your creativity. So when your future spouse comes in, there's gonna be, we talked about it, an explosion. But I'm being brought to where the universe is kind of like balancing the scale by sending you such a loving woman, or by sending you such a loving man. Because, can I say something? I'm hearing the universe is fair. I'm hearing the universe is fair, even if we sometimes don't understand what the fuck is going on. But the universe works in a system of balance and divine order, okay? And this is also the reason why we always see movies about that kind of stuff. Number 3, what you need to know is that your true love and your future spouse is going to be your good karma, and it's going to make up for all the bad stuff that has happened to you, is what I'm picking up here, okay? Something about where the universe teaches other people. Something about where the universe is going to bless you for everything, for all the good things that you have done. And even in the midst of like getting betrayed and stuff like that, that you still stay true to being a kind person. And your future spouse is going to be your good karma, where maybe other people have been trying to ruin something for you. Again, just an example. You want to go to a particular school, and people have been ruining it, or have been trying to put like obstacles in your way. It's like when, for example, I'm just gonna give one less example, but just imagine you want to drive to a job interview, and a person is like sabotaging, I don't know, your bike. You know, you wanted to drive to your job interview to be on time by bike, but they do something to your bike, so your bike doesn't work. And then you walk, and then as you're walking, your future spouse is next to you, like you meet each other, just energetically, if I could describe it. And then your future spouse drives a motor bicycle that is going to bring you to your job interview even faster. Does that make sense? So they have been trying to fuck up your bicycle so that you don't get to the job interview, but then your future spouse appears and they have a car, so the time for you to get to your job interview is cut in half. That's the way the universe balances. Like you do injustice, it's like where the universe is cleaning the mess that people it's like the universe is cleaning the mess that people have been leaving in your life. The universe is cleaning up the mess here by making something good happen, because this was supposed to, like, it was your destiny, or it was like the plan, or this was your destiny all along. But people have been trying to, like, I don't know, put their hands into their destiny and play God, or I don't know, do something. And again, the universe is like cleaning up the mess from these people with your true love and your future spouse, because they're gonna have something that you really need in that moment, such as, again, for example, a car to get to your job interview faster than by bike, okay? Now, pile number 3, I want to talk about the month November, because I feel like Spirit wants to talk about there's something significant happening when it comes to November, when it comes to your relationship, okay? So I do want to talk about that in the extended. We also have the carrot here, which also brings me to the story about the rabbit and the turtle, and I talked about it in a different pick a card reading, where the turtle is your spirit animal, and we are in the year of the rabbit in Chinese. Like we are in the Chinese horoscope, we are in the year of the rabbit, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, which tells me, didn't I talk about how I feel like you guys are about to meet your true love and your future spouse? It would make sense, because we are in the year of the rabbit, and Spirit is showing me a rabbit. And because they're bringing me to like the turtle. I think it was the turtle and the rabbit that were trying to run a race. Okay, so if you also chose the other pile in a different pick a card reading where I talked about turtles, this is definitely your pile here, okay? So again, with the opportunity or windfall, again, I feel like a lot of people have been trying to sabotage some type of opportunity or some type of blessing in your life. Okay, but again, the universe is cleaning up the mess that these people have been trying to cause with the union of your true love and your future spouse here. It's almost this energy where you're going to understand what karma is really about once you meet your true love and your future spouse, because it's all going to make sense. Once you meet this man, once you meet this woman, it's all going to make sense. Okay, it's all gonna make sense, and you're also gonna feel like the universe is really taking care of me, or there's really something such as divine justice, or there's really something such as like karma. Again, because I feel like I kept picking that up in a lot of readings recently, something about where a lot of you guys, you make people believe in karma. And because if people don't believe in karma, they do a lot of bullshit. Because if you believe in karma, you know that you need to check yourself before you collect bad karma, right? So you're going to be the reason, your relationship is going to be the reason why people believe in karma. But it's kind of like the universe teaching these people that they need to be good and kind people. Like, they cannot be assholes for the rest of their lives and just think that good things are coming to them. And even if good things come to them, there's still a lot of dirt attached to the good things coming to them. And at some point their lives are going to catch up with them. And you as a couple, you're gonna teach that to people, okay? The universe is using you to teach people karma so that they become better people. You're literally, your purpose on earth as a couple, for a lot of you guys, is to teach people to become better people and to not get corrupted by the matrix, or to not get corrupted by, you know, this greed upon planet earth, to stay connected to spirit, to stay connected to love, okay? This is what you're gonna teach other people, with them receiving bad karma, or with them seeing how good karma plays out for you. But they also know, like, man, you know, if I wasn't such an asshole, I would be celebrating this good energy with pile number 3, okay? Okay, pile number 3. I'm gonna extend this reading now on Patreon. I want to talk about the month of November. Again, I talked about it in a different reading. November came out. If it's not possible for you to meet me on Patreon, Spirit is saying you will know what the month of November is about when you look at the signs you have been receiving, okay? So Spirit is saying the month of November is a very significant month when it comes to your love story with your true love in your future spouse, okay? Again, I'm going to talk about what it is about on Patreon, but if you are not able to come to my Patreon, look at the signs that you will be receiving around the month of November. You hear stories, or you hear people talking about the month of November, put the puzzle pieces together. There is something significant happening for you this November. There has been something significant happening for you last November. November is a very significant month in your life right now, in this very moment, as well as the number 11, okay? Because November is the number 11, okay? But anyway, guys, I'm going to go to the extended now. If I'm not seeing you there, I'm seeing you in my next one. Bye.